All right, let's see if it's working now. All right, looks like it is. I can see the chat now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that, guys. Some technical difficulties here today. But yeah, we are now live. What's up, guys? Ryan from Elevate Security here. And in this video, we're going to be continuing to work on the Grandpa box and see if we can get that NT Authority system shell, since this is a Windows box. Let's see. Hey, what's up, man? We are, let's see, what did we get from, I just need to refresh my memory a little bit on these, on this box here. I know we did quite a lot of enumeration on this in the last video. So let's just go through the notes here. Looks like there was only port 80 running. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the one that had, it was IIS 6.0, has a known vulnerability if like this method is enabled here, this HTTP method. And yeah, let's use Searchsploit here. And because I believe there was a exploit for it. So we put IIS 6.0 or something. Oops. Oh, I know what's going on. Hang on. All right. Let's look at. Yeah, this one right here. Remote buffer overflow. So we're gonna grab this with Searchsploit -m. And we'll move this one into exploits. Oops. And yeah, now we'll just go ahead and take a look at this code here and see how this works. So the way we know that this exploit's out there, we did some Googling in the last video. We just didn't actually get the exploit working. So we're gonna try that in this video. You can use any OS you want to use when it comes to OSCP. Now, if you're just talking general pen testing, yeah, I will say a lot of the really good hackers, they don't even use Kali Linux, if I'm being honest with you. A lot of them, they use their own customized environments. Some of them, you know, kind of whatever you prefer, though. At the end of the day, it's all preference. But the reason that a lot of the like really experienced hackers prefer like stuff like Ubuntu or whatever they're comfortable with over Kali is because even though Kali is really friendly to get up and running fast because it has all the tools, once you really know what you're doing, it's kind of like you pretty much just use the tools you need, right? So something like Kali just has like way more than you actually use, so it's not the most efficient. So a lot of times people like to do their own customized OSs, like you know, they use like Ubuntu with like what is it, Pentest framework, I believe it's called, the Pentester framework, where you can pull in the tools that you want. Like it has a bunch of security tools packaged with it. But yeah, a lot of people surprisingly do not use Kali Linux. On the job, I have used, like I've had Kali boxes assigned to me, but those are just happen to be where I worked. I know like some people, even within the same company on a different team, they just use their own stuff. So, but as far as if you're talking OSCP, yeah, you need to use Kali because a lot of the exploits and stuff on there are really finicky because they're really old and legacy. Now, maybe this is a little bit better now they updated the labs, but I have a feeling there's still a lot of old stuff still present. So, but I'm not speaking from experience there. I haven't taken it since the update. But yeah, you wanted to use they give you their own customized version, slightly customized version of Kali. So just use what they give you is what I say. That way things work a little bit more out of the box. But yeah, let's try to, whoops, I think I was on another monitor here. But yeah, let's try to run this and see what it expects. Try to run it with Python 3. Should tell us the usage. Okay, this is a Python 2 script. Let's see. Okay, so it's defaulting to this. I wonder if I can give it command line arguments or something, or do I need to change it in the script itself? I might need to. So I need to refresh my memory on what IP this was. 10.10.10.14. So probably we're gonna need to set up a listener for this one. Let me just. Yeah, we had a bunch of scripts. I think we actually copied this one last time. So let's just see if it says what it's doing here. What is it leveraging it to do? Is it like one of those spawn calculator things? I know one of the exploits we looked at was just a spawn calculator type of payload. Let's see if there's any info on that. Update on the Discord server. Yeah, I should have it out there by the end of this week or by this weekend, I think. 10.10.10.14. See, we're definitely gonna need to modify this payload somehow. This was kind of the issue last time, right? I'm not sure what kind of encoding that is, so that we can change it. Let's see. Maybe we can find a better exploit online, right? That might be something we can do. Let's just take a look and see what's out there. So the way we initially found this info last live stream is we said IIS 6.0 exploit or vulnerability or something like that you can Google for. And that's when we found this one here. Of course, there's a Metasploit module for this, but we're going to try as much as possible to use it without PC specs. Man, I built this one back in 2016. It was like 4 years ago, but it still runs really well for me today. This is actually like a 12-core CPU, so it's really good for like multitasking, the multi-threading. You know, it got like an extra couple cores or extra. You know, most people have like 8-core CPUs. This one is 12, so the extra 4 cores really good for like video editing and stuff like that, video rendering. Probably this live streaming as well. I got 32 gigs of RAM on this one, and a GTX 1080 that I got back in 2016. But yeah, we want to not use the Metasploit one, and obviously stay away from the write-ups there. Okay, here we go. There's a GitHub exploit we might want to check out. So that's the thing too. A lot of times you'll find a bunch of different exploits out there to exploit the same thing. So sometimes instead of doing like really complex and annoying edits to a script, you can just see if there's another one out there that maybe works a little bit better out of the box. Like this one, right? This is a lot better, right? Because this is coded in a way that is more reusable, right? We can just give it our target IP, our target port, reverse IP, reverse port. We don't have to go in and find these values in the script somewhere and change them, and then find the payload that just spawns a calculator and go into MSF Venom, generate our own payload for a shell and inject that here, hope that it's still within the right length and all that. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably the kind of stuff we would have had to do with that other exploit. But if we just use this one, we should be able to just supply the information through the command line, and we should be able to get a shell So yeah, I would definitely advise like looking around, shopping around for your scripts out there a lot of times, especially with these older vulnerabilities. They probably have a lot more options as far as, you know, having multiple exploits. But the easiest way to grab this one is going to be to click raw here, and let's do wget on this. Okay. I don't like that naming convention. I don't like spaces in my Linux file names. It just makes it really annoying to deal with. So we're just going to clean this up. We'll call it IIS6. We'll just replace them all with underscores essentially. And of course, this is a Python script, so we want it to be .py. And we'll just go in there. Well, yeah, we don't need to open this up actually. Let's try it with Python here. Man, typing is hard today. I wanted to do that just so I have the usage on my screen. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to open up another window down here. We need HackTheBox VIP to access this machine. Okay, so the way that HackTheBox works now is that essentially there's a rotation if you don't have the paid version. So you're always getting the rotation of boxes that you can do. But it's on a network with all the other free users. So the annoyance of that is a lot of times there's tons of people working on the same box, and they could mess with the box or they reset the box when you're halfway through it, and you have to get your access again sometimes if you did it through an exploit and you don't have credentials. So there's a lot of people touching the same box, which could lead to like some annoying issues for one thing. But this is how HackTheBox always used to work. It always used to be a rotation of boxes. But what they added, even if you had the paid version, it used to be like that. The only difference was with the paid version, you had a smaller network with only the paid users. You didn't have to worry about the free users messing you up. And you had access to more boxes, and you have bigger rotation, basically. But now the way it works is, if you have the free version, you got that rotation, still have the free network. But if you have the paid version, then you can do any box you want. And the only caveat is you can only have one box active at a time. But you just you activate that box, you lock it in, and then you work on it as long as you want. You can tackle any box now, which is great. You don't have to wait for it to go on rotation. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to start up our listener here. We'll netcat listener to get our shell. So let's try this out here. Run it like this, and then give it target IP 10.10.10.14, target port 80. That's where the web server is running. Reverse IP is our IP address. Let me just check what that is really quick. 10.10.14.22. All right. And then we'll do the port that we're listening on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. Are we missing a dependency or something? No route to host. Okay, that's interesting. Let's make sure that we're able to hit this one. Maybe we're not. Oh, right. Haha. I did not actually start that box on HackTheBox. So that's the way it works, right? I'm connected to the HackTheBox network, as you can see here. When I look for my IP, you see I got this 10 dot address, right? But the issue is that, like I said, you can have one box active at a time. I didn't go ahead and activate it. So let me just, on my other monitor here, go over to HackTheBox and start that one up. So we'll give that a minute to start up. But yeah, as far as PCs go, if you're looking for one that'll be good for virtualization, one of the most important factors, well, two of them really. One is your graphics card, and the second one would be your RAM. So if you have like a decent graphics card, especially if like you play games on PC, then you'll be completely fine. Even with a budget card, like a mid-range kind of graphics card, you can get like an AMD one. It's pretty mid-range. It should run your virtualization stuff just fine. Even with laptops, I have a MacBook Pro, and it runs the VMs just fine on it as well. But yeah, having more RAM though is really helpful because then you can allocate more to your virtual machines. All right, let's see if we can. Yep. Okay. Cool. We got that. So let's clear the screen. We're gonna do this so we can get the usage, and then we're gonna. Actually, we don't need to do that. We can just up arrow this. This is a crazy looking script too. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. So we did get a shell, but let's see who we are. So we do not have the system shell, NT Authority system. This is NT Authority network service, which I believe is a lower privilege account if I'm not mistaken. So let's go to what? C drive. Okay, hang on. Let's see if we do have access to anything good or not. If we go to, I believe inetpub is where the server files should reside, I believe. Let's see if we can look at any of the admin scripts. Yeah, so see, there's a lot of stuff we don't have access to. So we're gonna have to elevate our privileges, I believe. But one thing we can do, and this is going to be a really good box to illustrate this on, is that you guys have seen me do Windows boxes before where we had Meterpreter shells, leveraging Metasploit's Meterpreter, right? And once we got that initial shell, we used the Windows exploit suggester through Metasploit. We basically backgrounded our session and did the post-exploitation module, the Windows exploit suggester, and then we ran that, and we were able to have it suggest some local privilege escalation exploits. We ran the exploit and got the shell. The thing is, that is not a Metasploit exclusive thing. You can actually do that on a regular shell, and that's something that I'm going to try on this. And with any luck, we should be able to elevate our privileges using Windows Exploit Suggester as a Python script rather than as part of Metasploit. So this is like really good to know how to do, even if we don't end up using this to find, even if we don't find a local privilege exploit through that in order to get us to NT Authority system, it's still a good thing to know how to do, because a lot of Windows boxes, you'll see like IPSec and these other attackers use exploit suggester on it. So it's really good to know how to do. It will definitely help you out in OSCP as well, because a lot of these Windows boxes are older, unpatched, and stuff like that, right? So I should have it on my system already if I go to my opt under privesc. So Windows exploit suggester, yeah, right there, if you see it. It's a Python script. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to grab this on our Windows box. So let's see. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to host it on here and then grab it. And let's see. There's a lot of different ways we can do the file transfers. Let me just pull it up. Oh yeah, we can use that, the cert util. And I do want to make a video on Windows file transfers. I know I had done one for Linux in the past, but Windows is like a whole different beast a lot of times as far as the commands you run. You can do it through PowerShell, of course, but since we just have the regular Windows shell, the best thing Easiest way is probably going to be the cert util in order to do that. The thing to note about this is it can sometimes mess up binary executables, but a Python script is just a text file, so it shouldn't be any problem there. So what we're going to do, we're going to host this. Simple HTTP server. We'll host it on port 80. And let me just go ahead and copy this here, this name. And we're going to go back to our shell. And all right, we're going to have to find a directory that we have write access to. That's the thing. So, okay, let's go back a couple directories here to the root directory and take a look at, let's see, where are the users? Normally there's a users folder, but I'm not seeing that. This is a little bit interesting. What about documents and settings? Oh, that's really annoying. Yeah, the tricky part is we're going to need to find a location where we can drop this. Hang on, let me try it with double quotes. Okay, double quotes does it, it looks like. Okay, so we got administrator, all users, and Harry. I wonder if we can go into Harry. Okay, we cannot. What about, I mean, I'm sure we can't go into administrator, but just for good measure, we'll try it. All right, all users then. Hopefully we have access to this at least. And we do. Let's see if we can write to documents. I think we should be able to. So, all right, here is the syntax of this command essentially. It's gonna look like this. Oh shoot, that doesn't really help because I can't, this is not a very clean shell. But okay, -f URL, we're gonna put in our URL, 10.10.14.26, was it? I think so. Let me just verify that. Oh, 22, okay. And, oh no, I copied that instead. So we're going to put the name of our file, the Windows exploit suggester.py. And the next part of this command is just the output file name, what we want to call it. We'll put it as an acronym. It's a little easier to type. Let's see. What did we mess up here? We can't up arrow, but we can copy this. Does it not have cert util? Let's see here. Maybe I needed a HTTP. It's mostly complaining about. Okay, well, we're gonna have to do it this way. Let's try it with HTTP. And the reason I can't just copy the whole thing is I can't even left or right arrow on this shell, unfortunately. All right, well, we can try some other methods of transfer if this one doesn't work. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see if we have PowerShell on this, we can grab it pretty easily. See, this is the problem on a lot of these OSCP boxes as well, as you don't have PowerShell because they're so old. Let's get some system info on this while we're at it. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, see, this is pretty old. This is a Windows Server 2003. This is something you encounter a lot on OSCP as well, I gotta say. No, we don't need to specify a port number because I'm running on port 80 and that's what it defaults to, I believe. It should default to that. I mean, I can try it, but I highly doubt I need to specify port 80. But, I mean, I can try that. Okay. Oh, it's so annoying. Mistyped it. Here's an easy way I can do this. I'll copy all this. Just type that part. Yeah, there's something else going on here, causing it to not work. Let's see if, Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out another way to transfer this. See what else I have. Could probably use FTP, I think. That's another potential way to do it. Oh, this is really annoying. This method. I just realized, yeah, this is the one that I use on the OSCP. Just using echo commands to create an ftp.txt text file, and then you run that with the file, and it'll execute it. But just kind of troll how you have to create this, as you guys will see. You can echo open. Okay, let's just go ahead and use the Python FTP on this side. That'll make this a little bit easier then. So the way we would do that is python-m pyftpd-lib, and yeah, we'll just use the normal port 21. What was it? Pyftp. Shoot, what is it? Did I type that wrong? Let's see. I mean, I don't see what I typed wrong here, but let me just copy paste. Oh, Python. No, it should be Python 2, I think. Oh, maybe I don't have it. I didn't need to. Yeah, I need to install it on this because I haven't used it on this box yet. So we do a pip install on it. All right. Pip install. Just gotta install it with the package manager. Oh, did it fail? Let's see what it say here. I mean, it looked like it grabbed it. Let's see. Oh, I know what the issue is. I was using 3 here. Okay, cool. Yep, we use Python 2 here. We got our FTP server set up on this side. Yeah, I used to use Python like all the time, but I haven't used Python in forever now. I always just use Golang nowadays. Go. But let's see. What we're gonna do now is go back to our shell over here, and we're gonna have to create an FTP text file with all the commands that we want it to run, and then that way we can run it and it'll grab this file. It's really annoying and really tedious, but it's just the way that we're gonna have to do it since we can't get the certutil thing to work, and it doesn't have PowerShell because it's a Windows 2003 server. So you're gonna put our IP address, our port, and we're gonna redirect that into ftp.text, and we're just gonna keep chaining these together so we can do it all in one command. So essentially after that, we're just gonna echo user, and we're gonna do anonymous login, right? Because that Python FTPD server that we're running, by default we allow anonymous login. So we just got to give it anonymous, and we're gonna keep appending to this text file every time, and just using the ampersand and then the next command, right? So we got to put the password of anonymous now too for the anonymous login. And let's hope we don't make any typing errors because we can't left arrow. We'd have to backspace it. So anonymous, and then we're gonna echo. Let's see what I have here. The next line I have is bin for making sure it's in binary mode so it doesn't mess up our script. And we'll append that as well. And after that, the next command that we want to run is get, and the name of our file, which is Windows exploit suggester.py, and we will of course append that to the file. And then we will echo the last thing, which is the by command so that it exits. And let me just give this a look over to make sure I didn't screw anything up here. I know I have this space. Where is it? Here. I hope that doesn't matter. Hopefully that doesn't matter. We'll see. Let's concatenate that. Looks good to me. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use the FTP command on here to try and do that, right? We'll do it in verbose, and we'll tell it to use this file. All right, there we go, and we grabbed it. Hopefully it is gonna run just fine. So let's see here. Let's see what I have on this. I know we need to supply it with sysinfo. Let's see what else. It's been a while since I ran this one. Let's see. And I'm hoping that this has Python on it, right? Because if it doesn't, then that's going to be a problem as well. All right, what about Okay, let's see what we can do then. We might need to... Oh, okay, here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to need to... Oh, right. You know what I forgot about is I should have an exe version of this somewhere. Somewhere I should have an executable. I think I have it in opt somewhere. Let me see. I definitely used to. It might be in one of my boxes, like under my hack the box directory, but okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna search my system real quick. Oops. I don't know what I named it, if I named it that or not. What we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to get it to an exe, right? Because that's the issue. The main issue is Python is not on the box. That's often the case with Windows. It doesn't come packaged with it by default like the Linux distros do. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get the executable version of this, or like cross compile it, you know. And cross compile. Cross compiling is a useful thing. It's something you have to do on OSCP. So else I can just grab it, right? Windows exploit suggester exe. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I think I know where I went wrong here. I know where I went wrong here. It's been a while since I used this tool, so that's the reason I forgot. The reason I forgot is this is actually how the tool is, right? It's a Windows exploit suggester, right? It's expecting you're going to run it on Windows. So you actually run this command on your Linux box first, and that's how it generates the exe for you, and then that's what you transfer, and that's what you run, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go back to where we were in Privesc. Go back one, and into here. So what we're gonna do is Python, maybe it was 2, and I don't remember what it expects here. Let's see. So you can give it system info. Let's see what I have. I've should have taken some notes on this before, hopefully. I think, okay, for sure we give it the system info. So we need to actually grab the system info from the box. Hey man, appreciate the kind words. I enjoy this, honestly. This is pretty fun doing this because this is really helping me prepare for OSCP, and I think it's helping a lot of people that are watching it as well. And we can always work through these together as well. And it'll be easier to work together through it kind of when we have our community going on a Discord server. So trying to get that going pretty soon, and we can talk hack the box, OSCP, security in general, all that good stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the system info command here, because that's what we're going to supply to the Windows exploit suggester. It needs this information to be able to get an idea of... Oh man, this might be a little annoying. All right, so what I can do is go like this. Try to get this all in one screen. There we go. So we just copy this, and then we'll save it in here for now, just to make things easier. We're gonna call this systeminfo.txt. So we're gonna supply that using the -i flag here. And let's see, what else? Is there anything else we need? File that contains the Microsoft Security Bulletin. Let me look that up. Wonder where we can find this. I think we might need this. Unless, is it already here? Oh yeah, it is. Cool, we got this here. That's what this is. Okay, that should be simple enough. So the way we're gonna run this then is Python Windows exploit suggester.py, and then we're gonna say --database, and we'll give it this here, and then -i, and we'll give it the system info. Oh no, did I not save that? Let's see here. No, there it is. Let's see, where's that? I'm not seeing it. Okay. Huh. Not sure what's going on with that. Let's try this again. Database. And then -i. Oh, okay, I just can't tab autocomplete, that's all. Let's see. Oh, it didn't copy that correctly. So just add this here. Let's try this again. So now, because this is the way the exploit suggester works, right? There's the Microsoft Security Bulletin, and that has like the Microsoft known vulnerabilities. And then based off the info from the system info command, it's going to check against that, and then it's going to be able to make predictions on what's vulnerable. So the nice thing about this is we don't even need to put this on the target system, right? We can do all of this from our Kali box, actually. So forget what I said about generating an executable. Now we're going to have to do that when we choose to use one of these exploits, right? And unfortunately for us, there's a lot of potential options here, it looks like. But we're going to focus on the ones that are the code execution type ones. The nice thing about this script is it'll tell you where you can find it on ExploitDB, or SearchSploit as well. We can search for these numbers here, right? So let's see here. There seems to be a lot of good ones potentially. We're gonna just have to try some, right? Let's go with ones that we normally have used before. So in this case, I think I've used now the only thing is it doesn't tell you certainty like the Metasploit one. It tried to predict which ones had the best chance of running successfully. I mean, we could just sort of have at one of these. The kernel drivers seem like a good place to start. But of course, we got to make sure it's the right. So this is Windows 8.1, so we won't really want to use that one. Windows OLE. This is the tough part, right? When you have so many options to go for, really. Well, I guess we'll try one of these kernel ones. Maybe this one here. Before we do, let's Google it, search it up, and see. Oops, where'd that go? And by the way, the shortcut I'm using to copy in the terminal is Control-Shift-C, and to paste, Control-Shift-V. I don't know if everyone knows about those shortcuts. This is something that I haven't said because I forgot that I just do it out of habit now. But I used to not know that myself. I mean, it's going to be crazy, like, memory kind of exploit code, right? It's not going to be very easily understood. I just want to see if it gave us any, like, comments, information, but it doesn't appear that it does. I mean, we can search this one up and see. This is a C++ exploit, it looks like, right? Yeah, I don't like the ones that are just text files are normally not as helpful. If we can find one that's a C file, then we can use GCC to compile an executable version of it. And then we can use our FTP file transfer method. So that wasn't all for nothing doing the FTP stuff. We can use that to do the file transfer to get it on the system, and then we can run it, right? And if we go back and look at this information here, let's see if this is a 32-bit or 64-bit system. Should tell us here somewhere. Looks like it's 32-bit, this x86 based PC here. That means it's a 32-bit system. Otherwise, it would say 64 here. So, all right, good. So we got that information. Now we just need to find one. We just need to search. Let's search a bunch of these. And we'll see what looks good. And then we'll start trying stuff. We can try this one as well. Yeah, this one is also text file. There's MS1510. Here we go. This one calls out Windows Server 2003 Service Pack 2. We're running Service Pack 2, are we not? Does it say? It should say, I think. One hotfix. Yeah, Service Pack 2 right here. So because this is literally calling out exactly what we're running, I think that it could be a good one. Where was that? Where did I just see that? Yeah, this one right here. Let's search for this and take a look. There we go. We got a Python script here. I'm thinking this one can be useful. So what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to compile this as a binary, or find an, or we can also look for that, right? MS14070. Now we've narrowed it down a little bit more, right? Here we go. We got two options for this, right? Let's do the C file. It's going to be a lot easier. The issue with the Python thing is we'll have to find a way to cross-compile that into an executable. If it's a C file, we can do that through GCC quite simply. So we go into search exploit here. -m. Hopefully that copies it properly without messing things up. We're going to move this to exploits, and we'll call it priv.c. And now we run the GCC command. Let's see here. Okay, I think it's M32 is what I'm seeing in my notes here. So what we're gonna do now is give it the file there and the output file name. Well, actually, we'll do the M32 here to tell it 32-bit architecture. And -o, we'll call it priv.exe. And it looks like there might have been an error with how it copied it, unfortunately. So we might have to do this the other way, which is to grab this. We can come up here. We'll put this in. And what we're going to do is we're just going to copy it. Hopefully it's not too much. We'll hold page down to make it a little faster. Quite a lot faster, I should say. So we copy that, and we'll just go into Vim. I'll show you a trick here. What we can do is go out of insert mode, and I hit colon, and then type %, and then D, and that deletes everything. And then I for insert, and then paste. It's going to take a minute because we copied a lot of stuff. And yeah, that looks pretty ugly, but if it runs, then... For some reason, this is not working for us. Let's see. Oops. Let's see. If we go Windows H, no such file or directory. I think this should be the right syntax, unless descript should work. Let's see. Try with that. I think we need that import. Let's take a look. Oh, this is not gonna be very friendly. All right, let's go back to that mirror that we had from before. Oh, oops. Search exploit. So yeah, we kind of restored it is what we did, or we're about to do. All right. So we got that restored. Let's open this up here. Page up. And yeah, I think these are C imports. I don't think we can, I think we need the import, but I mean, we can try removing it. I doubt it's gonna work. But we can try. Oh, I wonder if I simply, you know what? Whoops, hold up. Let's go back here. That's the syntax, huh? Yeah, because I guess it's not commenting it out. I think that's how you do the imports, right? You have the pound sign. I mean, I don't think this is, yeah, definitely screwed up a lot. Yeah, so that's how you do your imports. But yeah, it's complaining about the import for some reason here. But yeah, we might need to debug this or find another script. I guess we'll do that one in the next stream. We should be able to finish this box off now. We've gotten really far. And the nice thing is that we have the output here, or we could easily run this again next time and get a bunch of suggestions. As far as getting the shell, only bad part about this is we didn't get credentials to the box, so we're gonna have to run this exploit a second time. But it's pretty easy now though, because we know which one worked for us. And so yeah, we'll come back here just in a couple days on Thursday, and I expect we should hack this one pretty early on, so then we can start on another box from there. And yeah, we'll keep going. We'll keep doing this one. This was a pretty good box. Whoever suggested it, I can't remember who it was. But yeah, thanks. And if you guys have a suggestion for the next box, I kind of would like to run it in this kind of model. You guys can suggest boxes from Hack the Box that you'd like to see, and we can just do it that way. And if there's no suggestions, then I'll just pick one. But yeah, so definitely let me know next time if there's another box that you want to see. And we'll get started on that one next after we root this one, of course. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, subscribe, like for more content. And yeah, definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And I will see you guys in the next video.